Just last week I came across a really cool Discord channel called Beat Battle. It's exactly how it sounds. Everyone gets 48 hours to flip a sample that they provide. After the 48 hours, everyone takes turns voting, and whoever wins gets some validation. Basically, I think it's just a really cool opportunity to just force yourself with deadlines. It's run by a label called Insert Tapes. I will put a link of their Discord below. Somehow my submission this last week won. Super flattered, excited about it, so I figured I'd run a breakdown of my track and hopefully it inspires you and helps you with your production. So let's get into the beat breakdown. All right, so the sample that we all got for this beat battle was an Ichika Nito sample from his YouTube video, 10 Levels of Guitar. I basically took that section, chopped it up, and then pitch shifted it down 4 semitones. Yeah, I like that tone a lot more, so I started with that. Made some random chops with it. Loaded it into a quick sampler in Logic. Riffed on that sample. So yeah, I just kind of used that as like a intro starting point, bounced it to audio, put a crystallizer effect on, which I pitched it down an octave to give a bit more body, and yeah, just another tonality to the sample. And yeah, I just made an intro by just chopping the sample and reversing it. And I have the end of that sample just throw into a delay, just to give it a bit of momentum going into the start of the song. So yeah, for the middle section of the song, I'd have that harmonic pluck sound thrown in rhythmically to go along with the drums. Yeah, pretty choppy and pretty random. I definitely made that in context with the drums. Always the funnest part of beat battles because drums are the beat. I actually just put out a video that shows a way more in-depth process of how I make my drums. So yeah, if you want to see more of a step-by-step process, you can see that, but I will kind of just break down what I did for this track. I basically usually build a loop that has like the full complete drums, and then I take the elements and make them more minimal in different sections, but I try and make a full loop before I arrange. So what I did, I started with the hi-hats, I believe, on this one. Yeah, just a very live sounding hi-hat. I like to throw a transient designer and then crank the sustain down so it's just a lot choppier. Yeah, it just sucks out some of the reverb and you just get more of the transient. And I wanted that because then I can add my own reverb and make it blend into the rest of the track a lot easier. So with that, I added another top loop just to give more, yeah, just to give another element. Has this little fun Foley texture to it. And then from there, I just have a snare on the 2 and 4s, which I layered together. I like always having something that swells into the snare, because without it, it just sounds like this. It's like way more robotic when it's just like thwap. But if it's like ha, I don't know. The majority of the song is just using the sample as all the melodic elements. I wanted to supplement the sample with some more chords to give it a bit more weight, and by doing so, it's just making the song a bit more my own. The instrument I used was just a Solenth patch that I edited. I found a preset and then completely just changed it. But yeah, if you're looking for inspiration, just scrolling presets is totally fine. So that's the chord progression I came up with, and then I just duplicated that, pitch shifted that up an octave, changed a bit more settings in Solenth, as well as EQ'd it differently, so it's just the brighter end and taking away a bunch of lows. So both of those patches together are just a fuller sound, and then, because I always do it, added some vinyl texture. So I also like adding random ear candy. As a fun little flutter sound leading into the outro of the song. It had a weird sound too that I just chopped up and added. It just went so well with the kick. Fun stuff. I don't know if you can see in the background, I have a bass. I should plug it in and play it more, but my template has this synth bass and my keyboard's always set up, so when I'm in the moment and I have an idea, I'm like, oh, I'll just play it quickly and I can always re-record it. I never re-record. That's pretty much it. These beat battles are just so fun because if I try to pick a sample myself, I have to make a decision of what sample do I want to use. Then sometimes I lose interest. Whereas like when you're in a beat battle and a sample is chosen and so many other people are making a song with the same sample, it's really exciting because you're like, how are people going to flip this? And you have no choice. This is what you're working with. And it just forces you to create a song. Just don't overthink it. That's what I'm trying to get at here. I'm excited to learn from the other producers on this Discord. As much as it's like a beat battle in a competition, doesn't really matter who wins as long as you're happy with what you create. So just make music that makes you happy. And that's what I'm going to do. And I hope you like it. So I'm going to just play you out. So from the top.